guys, welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers Report, and in this video we'll be going over none other than Rangers catching prospect Sam Huff. And if you're a new viewer on the channel, consider subscribing, because on the Texas Rangers Report we have news, rumors, highlights, and scouting reports solely on the Texas Rangers. So if you've been waiting for a YouTube channel that covers your favorite team in depth, hit the subscribe button and click the bell. That way you never miss a video on your favorite team. Alright guys, enough with that. Let's go straight into Sam Huff. Okay, not only is Sam Huff the second ranked prospect in the Rangers farm system, but he's the 73rd ranked prospect according to MLB.com, and he's the 6th ranked catcher according to MLB.com as well. How did the Rangers acquire him? They drafted him in 2016 out of high school in the 7th round with the 219th selection. And with Sam Huff, it always seems like after they drafted him, he was always making the Rangers top 30 prospect list. And personally, I think that was because of his power tool. But back in those days, he was still a young prospect trying to grow his game and trying to take it to a next level and trying to find something else than just his power tool. Although in 2019, it really seems like Huff improved not only behind the plate as a catcher, but he also took his power game to what was already a really solid tool for him. He took it to a whole nother level. And I'm sure we all remember the rocket Sam Huff led off in the Futures All-Star game that eventually propelled him to earn the MVP honors. His batting stats were pretty impressive in 2019, but they did take a bit of a dip whenever he was promoted to Single-A Advanced down east. With that being said, let's dive right into the tools for Sam Huff. First, his hitting tool. I'll be honest, it's not great. It's a little below average. It was ranked at 45 on MLB.com. This is because he doesn't get a lot of contact on the ball. He reminds me of Joey Gallo. Whenever Joey Gallo was coming up through the minors, they both like to swing for the fences, hence a low batting average. A lot of swing and miss with them too whenever they were coming up. And although one thing that separates Huff from Gallo is that Huff does not draw a lot of walks. Even though whenever Joey Gallo was striking out a ton his first few years in the majors, he was still leading the team in walks. So that's a little bit of a concern for Huff. But one thing that's still on the bright side is that this past year, Joey Gallo looks like he straightened out his approach at the plate, which yielded a better batting average. So there still is hope for Huff on that side of things. Moving on to the power tool. This is where Huff gets a lot of his praise as a baseball player. And the power tool is very rare to find. Whenever scouts find it, they pounce on it. That's what they did with Joey Gallo. That's what they did with Sam Huff. With Huff, there's plenty of pop in his bat, and he pulls a lot of balls to left field, left center, and he's just going to tear up all the minor with his home run totals. I don't care what his average is. He's going to crush it with the home runs. So if Globe Life Field is anything like Globe Life Park with the hitter friendliness, there's no reason why Huff should not be able to be a 30 to 35 home run guy consistently. Alright, moving on to his fielding. So as a catcher, defense is a main thing. Looking back at Jeff Mathis, he got his contract because he can defend. He didn't really care about the offensive numbers. And with Sam Huff, he's definitely a serviceable catcher behind the plate. MLB.com gave him a 50, which is it's average, not anything great, but definitely not terrible. He's not really impressive with blocking balls in dirt or anything like that, but he's definitely a serviceable catcher. However, one thing, such a large guy, he's about 6'4", 225 pounds. I would not be surprised if he made the move to first base sometime along his career. That way he can extend his career like what Buster Posey did, because going down in the catcher position day after day, it tears up your knees. And if he wants to stay in the majors as long as possible, moving from catcher to first base might be the right move for him. Moving on to the arm tool. This is probably Huff's second best tool, right below his power tool. It was also rated a 60 on MLB.com. And here's the thing, if Huff is not able to fix his hitting, his arm strength just might be a saving grace, because with the catcher position, like I just previously mentioned with Jeff Mathis, they care about defense first. not offense. They have to be able to call the game, block wild pitches from the pitcher, stop balls in dirt, but also throw guys out at second, back pick runners at first. And with Huff's arm strength, he'll be able to throw out some of the fastest guys in the league, like maybe a D. Gordon or a Billy Hamilton, if those guys are still in the league when he gets there, because his arm is one of the best in the minor leagues. So even if he's not one of the best receivers or one of the best hitters, his arm strength might be his saving grace, throwing out runners, back picking guys at first base. Now we move to the last tool on the list, which is the run tool. And just like the last prospect we talked about in the last video, Josh Young, Huff does not receive a lot of praise for his speed. He was given a 45 on MLB.com, but here's the thing with Sam Huff. It's not the biggest deal that he's not the fastest guy. Because he's in the catcher position, you don't really have to be the fastest guy on the field. Like, you remember the last time a catcher was extremely fast? I can't really recall one, and it hasn't really been a liability to a team. It's not like they're a shortstop or center field where they have to be the most athletic guys on the field. But on the base path, Huff's definitely a capable runner. He's not great, but he'll do a fine job. Don't expect him to steal a lot of bases, but you can count him to advance whenever you need him to advance to the next base. Alright, with Sam Huff, I think we have a 3-tool player with his power, arm strength, and his defense leading the way. And even though his power is one of his best tools, I think his defense will be the reason he sticks in the majors. If he's able to work on his hitting just a little bit, make more contact on balls, be a little bit more conservative in the strike zone, then pitchers are going to have to throw him strikes. Then he'll be able to use his power tool to its fullest capabilities. I expect him to arrive around 2022, just like I said last video with Josh Young. If you haven't watched that video, go check that out. But anyways, whenever those two players get to the big leagues, as well as some of the other prospects that are coming along in the farm system with them, and then you add the current talent that is in the majors, I think the Rangers will have a serious push at a pennant race. Thanks for staying all the way to the end of my video. If you want to watch another one of my videos, click right here. And if you want to watch the next scouting report video on Leody Taveras, click right here to subscribe and make sure you turn on the bell. That way you receive an instant update whenever I post that video. Remember to stay home, stay safe. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.